What's up, Tempo athletes? Coach Zach here. Excited to be back here. We've got a full body 25-minute HIIT class planned out for you. Let's remember, when we're talking about HIIT, we're thinking about work capacity. So we're gonna have some longer working sets today, some shorter resting sets. That breathing is gonna be challenged the whole way through. We got 4 main movements to get through: some goblet squats, some dumbbell swings, some bent over rows. We're gonna hit all the movements, we're gonna take off some movements, and then we're gonna add it right back in for a big climax at the end. Let's go ahead and get into the warm up. I'm seeing this is mainly posterior chain. So we got some squats, we got some swings, we got some pulling. Let's get the back of our body working. Let's start off with just some good mornings. Let's go hands back and behind the head, soft little bending behind the knees. And I just want you to sit it on back here into the hips and feel these hamstrings loosen up and hang out here for a second. Take a couple of big deep breaths, squeeze and stand right back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Again, we're just looking for a stretch down the back of our body. You're thinking about keeping your shoulder blades back and together, looking for this tearing sensation in the back of the legs. Squeeze and stand 1 more time. A little bend in the knees, unlock the hips, right? This is going to be the foundation of our squat and our swings today. Are these hamstrings on and working? Cool. Squeeze that butt and stand up. Leg work going down. Let's go ahead and rotate through the hips a little bit. So have a seat. We'll work with some flat feet. You're going to do your best to do as I say, not as I do. We're going to take both these knees off to the side and let those hips internally and externally rotate. We're going to take both those hips off to the other side. We're going to go 4 or 5 more times like this on each side. Now, for those of you who have the mobility, do this with no hands. Why is this such a struggle for coach? Because coach is getting up there in the years and the hips are feeling a little bit tight, but do the best you can. We want all of these internal and external stabilizers working in and around the hips. Since again, we're going a lot of squats, we're going a lot of swings today, okay? If that's feeling good, 2 more times on each side. Get up onto your knees at the end of this roll, squeeze that butt, see that those hips are working out okay. Let's go 1 more time to each side. Squeeze that hip, get that stretch at the front of the hips. 1 more time. And then we'll test out these movements here a couple of times. So like I was saying, we're gonna run down the whole list. We're gonna go squats, we're gonna go swings, we're gonna go bent rows, and then we're gonna take a set off, and then we're gonna add it all the way back in. Squat wise, feet about shoulder width apart, reaching those arms up and in front of you, hinging at the hips a little bit, and then bending these knees, coming on down here. Let's work a little bit of stability first. We wanna make sure that we're in control of this movement while we go. Cool, squeeze and stand back up. Let's go up and down a couple of times like that, feet flat, chest nice and upright. We are gonna have weights. I would say if you need some body weight, this would be the one movement that we could lose the weight if we need to. Let's go ahead and try out a couple of swings. So again, that good morning that we started with, working through the hips. But now we're just gonna be a little bit more explosive. We're really gonna squeeze that butt. We're gonna think about throwing that weight out and across the room. Of course, don't actually let go of it, okay? That's feeling pretty good. Now for the rows. Could go down nice and low, could come up a little bit higher. Could think about supporting yourself on this front leg. Could think about working your midline and having that hand out and away from the body. Either way works, okay? But let's go get ahead and get a couple of reps on each arm there. That's feeling good. So again, core-wise would be a little bit more challenging in the midsection if you don't have your hand on your thigh, but if you're feeling a little bit shaky today, no big deal, hand on your front thigh, and that's a-okay. Now, weight-wise, we're gonna go ahead and get started in about a minute. I'm set up nice and light. Been traveling for the last couple of weekends. We'll get the strength numbers back in here eventually. But I'm already out of breath, and that's gonna be the issue for today. So definitely err towards a lighter weight, okay? It's gonna be more important for you to be able to work for these whole working intervals with these short little rest breaks than we're worried about the weight, okay? So